Hi there, Haywood Community College folks, and welcome to week one of our lovely English 111 Writing and Inquiry Asynchronous class. It's lovely to see all of you in this wonderful week. I know that many of you are high school students, and many of you are first year college students. So I know that we have quite an array of different faces, and so welcome. So glad to have all of you here with us today. So, my name is Ariel Robinson. I am your professor, and it's so wonderful to see and meet all of you today. As you are getting started, I just wanted to kind of take a second and introduce myself. I have a master's degree in English literature from Western Carolina University, and I am currently getting my doctorate in English pedagogy from Murray State University. I've been teaching at HCC for the last couple of years, and then I've also taught at UNCA, and I also teach at AB Tech. I'm a full-time high school dual enrollment teacher. So I have lots of experience, and I've been in the field for 16 years. So I am here for you, and my goal in this life is to make sure that my students are as successful as possible. So welcome, and I'm so glad that you're here. So, just a couple of like little quick like tidbits on navigating Moodle. First, if you haven't had a chance to go to the course overview page, just take a moment to go to the course overview page, and you can start looking at some of the key course information. One will be the syllabus, um, the welcome letter that I sent last week, as well as a course schedule to-do list. So you'll notice that there are some things on the syllabus which are pretty standard, but also there are some things that are very unique to our course. So a couple things is that this is a writing course. This is one of those courses that you have to take in order to continue. And so, because of that, we are a writing class. So, we will be doing a lot of writing. Um, you are going to be focusing on improving your writing skills with your like basic sentence level grammar. Also, you will develop um, research based writing. You will also use peer editing, class discussion, and then you will also use a variety of different methods to write. You need to have the Norton Field Guide to Writing, 7th edition. And so those are available for you at the Haywood bookstore. A couple of things that I wanted to make sure were very specific about the course that I could go over in more detail is that because you are an asynchronous class, and many of you are high school students, so because I teach high school students, I'm also very happy to help navigate. So, and if you're not a high school student and you also need help navigating, please reach out to me as well. But a couple things I wanted to make sure was on your radar is how I'm going to break down your grading practices, which is that you're going to have about 30% that's just formative work. You'll notice that those formative assessments are very short. They're usually discussion prompts, or they will be online workshops. Those are 0 or 1, so it's a complete incomplete grade, and they fall into what we call online discussions and completion work, which is 30% of your grade. Now, 50% is going to come from your mastery based activities. These are your essays and your major projects. So you will have a memoir, you will have a 1 pager rhetorical analysis, a presentation, a collaborative writing research piece, and then you'll have your HCC final exam. That is a proctored final exam that you take on Haywood Community College campus. You will sign up for that as soon as possible. And that's where you will demonstrate your competency with writing. So, not that anyone would do this, but if you lean heavily on AI, that will not be acceptable. So, you will need to learn to practice your writing skills. So, as we move forward, there is more information here for you to read through. However, I give you some information about what each core assignment looks like, what you're expected to do, and then the late work policy. So, the late work policy is pretty flexible, which is that formative work or things that are like 1 point discussions, things that are like just easy checks for understanding. Those have a grace period of 1 week, and after that, you cannot do them anymore because they are literally 1 point, and it's just for practice. If you're going too long without the practice, you have foregone the practice. And so you will focus primarily on your core assessments at that point. And I can go in, I will tell you more as the course goes on. But the ultimate goal is that be timely, make sure that you set up a schedule that works for you. If you get behind, talk to me. Communication is key. I will help you as much as possible. But if you just stop showing up, there's nothing I can do. I will be very much available and ready, even if I am asynchronous. So you have to communicate with me. That's the only way that I know that you need anything. Um, that being said, let's see. I'm gonna skip through some of the stuff on here that's not as important. But I do have this how to successfully complete an English course. So please make sure that you review that. AI use. This is what I want to make sure is really clear about AI. AI use is only permitted for brainstorming or revising. Okay, so that means final products, forum posts, reading response. You should not be using AI for a final product. They're flat wrong answers, like most of the time, if you haven't read the text. So, when if you get suspected of AI, just know you'll have to have a meeting with me where you explained how you use it and what you did. If I don't see evidence of blatant AI, it won't become an issue. But you need to build your skills. You want to develop your curiosity. You need to learn how to get the career that you want. Do not cheat yourself. Do not cheat me. I want to know what you're thinking. AI is a tool. AI is a tool just like everything else is a tool. You have to use it ethically. And if you can't use it ethically, then it will not show the illustration of your learning. So, when in doubt, don't use it. If you want to know how to use it properly, we can talk about that as a class. But use my AI use document if you have any questions of how AI could be properly used. And on that note, I'm going to go back to the main course page. So what you'll notice about our writing and inquiry course is that this is kind of the bread and butter course of all colleges. This is your introductory course. This is can you college, right? So this week is going to be just getting your feet wet. Get a hold of your Norton, okay? And then as you go through, you're going to see that there are some things to sign up for. One is going to be a presentation time. Go ahead and snag that early. Everybody's going to present toward the end of the semester. You can go ahead and sign up for your time slot now. I will be making sure that those guidelines are clear and more available starting next week. But just so that you know, everybody will be presenting. So if you don't, you're like, what am I presenting? Don't worry about it yet. Just sign up for a time. But I did have information here I want everybody to go through. My AI policy, my grading and assessment deadlines. Everybody needs to go through those. So you will go through those. And then what the goal is for this week is I want to get to know you. So you are going to take an AI and syllabus quiz here after you take some time to go through the syllabus, just to make sure that we're all on the same page and that you understand what's expected of you. If you don't do well, you can do it again. So I do want everybody to be successful. Okay, forum number one, the personal introductions and norms. There is an ability, you have the ability to record. I think that recordings are always wonderful because I get a chance to see your beautiful faces. But if you would prefer to write it out, that's okay too. Your assessment quiz is what you're going to be doing this week. And then we are going to start with high school students think they're ready. So this is a harmonized annotation exercise. Once you click on it, you're going to see this little thing that's going to have a pop up and it's going to give you instructions on your annotations. So, how this works is your job is to annotate at least 3 times on the document. Everybody is annotating together. This is a collaborative annotation document, which is really, really cool, but can, be a little bit stressful if you don't know how to use it. So as you are getting on here, you're going to highlight and then you're going to add comments. And that is, oops. And as you are highlighting and adding comments, that's going to be your annotation. Okay. So your guidelines for this is it's going to ask you to highlight phrases, underline examples, but I'm looking for you to make 3 annotations so that I can see you actively engaging with the text. As I see you actively engaging with the text, I'm going to be able to like really see what your thinking is and help you from there. And so you will see that like we will do one of these like almost every single week. We do a lot of harmonized discussions and we do a lot of harmonized collaborative annotations. I love harmonize. It's really good for that, especially in an asynchronous environment. So when you are on the main page each week, I always set it up this way so that you have your objectives that are outlined like this with information, and then you've got your readings that you need to do, and then your to do down here. So the to do for this week is your introduction norms, quiz, and then annotate your first piece. So once you orient yourself to the course, I would love to hear from you. So feel free to drop me an email and introduce yourself. But on that note, I'm Miss Robinson, and it has been lovely to meet all of you. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime. My email is aavetter@haywood.edu. And without further ado, good luck for the first semester. See you later.